So basically, I have my my template here, and I would usually go about finding some new chords, since it's really the foundation for all my track. So it will probably turn out turn to be shit, but yeah, I'll give it a try. So maybe in E, let's say Phrygian. Okay, so it would be all white keys.
Racist.
Oops.
Racial profiling here.
Yep.
But is a Phrygian, is that a major scale or is that a minor scale?
Phrygian is minor. It's
Okay.
a minor with a diminished something, I think.
All these music theory things, man, it's so confusing.
Yeah, man.
After some couple of years of trying to understand it.
That's the difference between Phrygian dominant and regular Phrygian mode is the third is dominant in one and diminished in another.
Okay, so in dominant, it's the third that's dominant, I suppose.
Yeah, so the third is upper note and or remains the same if you like, and then in the diminished is down a note.
Oh, okay. I
So
prefer the
diminished is just down
Phrygian.
one.
I prefer the dominant one, actually. It sounds more go-ish to me.
Yeah.
And the Phrygian dominant, that's the same thing as the Spanish gypsy, right?
Not exactly.
Hungarian gypsy is the same as regular Phrygian, I think. Or maybe it's Phrygian dominant, I don't know.
Like the Spanish gypsy would be... Yeah, actually I use the Spanish gypsy a lot more.
Sounds more exotic.
That is the Phrygian dominant, I think.
Yeah, it is. I think it's the same. It's just like different names of it.
Different names, yeah. And so I think I'll go with this one, actually. Because it's cool. And that's my go-to. Okay, so I lay down all my notes like I showed earlier. And then I would just find a good chord progression. Full screen. Something which is important in melodies and music theory is called voice directing, I guess. and it is the space between the interval between two notes of between the notes of two following chords. So, for example, here I just go up, like I just go up semitone. Then if I need to go from there to there, I'll need to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 semitones, which is a lot. But if I revert the chord, like taking this and putting an octave down, I then go from there to the upper note, which is only 2 semitones above. And it makes for much more compact chord progression, and it's usually more intimate, and it goes less like very high in frequency and very low, like I have here, where it comes from there.
It's convenient for mixing as well.
There. Yeah, exactly. Which is, I could just...
I think it's like a chord inversion, maybe? Is it
Yeah,
that what you're doing?
Yeah,
Type of inversion, yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. And when you have like a working triad version of your chord progression, if you make inversions, they usually will sound equally working almost all the time, and they will fit better in the mix and have a more complex sounding feeling to it, which is what we all want with simplicity. So maybe this is not working that much. But you can hear this one, the difference it makes. It gives less of a bump in frequency and in motion in the overall chord progressions, which is what you want to give more body to your track. But if you want like really epic sounding tracks like you would find in Dakru, they really just go for it all the way and don't do chord inversions, and it gives for that epic feeling of huge evolutions in the chord progressions. But if you want a more subtle sounding track, you'll need to, or at least give a shot at chord inversions, because they sound closer and more intimate.
Like, is it possible to invert any note in your chord? Say, example, you want to, I don't know, invert the middle one, for example.
Yeah, you just drop
You're
it.
allowed to do that according to the theory.
Yeah.
Most commonly, the middle note gets shifted out.
Oh,
well,
okay.
In my experience, at least, from sheet music and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I usually find like the upper one lower. To lower the upper one is kind of working a lot of times.
Yeah.
But
I guess it depends on the actual progression, I suppose. I mean, if you have like a lot of chords going up and down and not tending to go up, so to speak, then it could be nice maybe to have like the middle one be inverted or something. I don't know.
Especially if you have some sort of like counterpoint or something, then I
Yeah.
suppose it gets a bit more confusing.
I have one question regarding these chords, because you inverted the top notes, but now the second, third, and fourth chord all have the same bottom note. That's something that would annoy me in my tracks. So how would you go about fixing that if it would annoy you as well?
You could then use like the seventh, which is 2 degree of the scale up.
Yeah, and then invert it. Yeah.
And then invert it, and maybe it gives a nice, it gives some nice Spanish vibes more to it. I would usually go about that, or you could do like some some stuff like that. Yeah, like you're not fixed on the actual grid. You can displace the chord back and forth, or split them in two, and yeah, you can do whatever you want basically. But yeah, I usually work in fixed grid, and when the overall progression is working, I then displace the rhythm out of the way.
Yeah, just give it 16 voices, add Cthulhu, and you've got Dead Mouse.
Yeah. Then you can introduce some chords in between the main ones.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I was just wondering because I cannot seem to hear what's playing in the DAW. Is the sound? Yeah.
It's coming from the link. Okay, let me send it to you. Send it back to you.
Yeah, sorry, because I've pretty much just joined in, so I didn't have access. Thanks.
So I sent it in the message box of Zoom.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you need to open the web browser or öppna webbläsaren, as we say in Swedish.
I guess it means Braindead Seagull just entered the chat.
By the way, did I accidentally leave my mic on when I put speakers on, so feedback into the
No, I didn't have any feedback.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And when I have a rhythm that I like in my chord progression in the first part, even though the chords are different in the second part, I tend to use the same rhythmic pattern, so it gets recognizable, easy. Yeah, it gets more easy recognizable. I generally tend to keep the same overall motifs. So if I have a drop down from 2, I try to keep the same here. And since we are in the same scale, usually works well to have the same stuff happening, even though the chords are not precisely the same. So yeah, I think this is kind of working almost. And there I can use the trick I showed you with the dotted eighth. Maybe it will work. I don't know. Okay, 3, 3, 3. Okay. So I don't know if you noticed, but the inversion here made the two chords much more closer together, and so much more working together. Like it sounds like this. Well, the first part is working, but not the second part, so it won't take too long. Okay. I'll put this one away and start working on melody. I'm trying to keep things fast, I'm sorry. Hope this is not too boring.
It's not.
It's absolutely fine, man.
Nice.
At least you work fast, because most of these guys like searching 10 minutes for like their standard delay or echo preset. Hate that stuff.
And I know that feeling. Okay, so let's say we're working with a B. So Something I could add is an arp. So as usual, I'll keep the main chord progression as I showed you, and I'll do a arpeggiator, which is here. That could work. Okay. So let's select a random preset. Dada, the syncopation where I mostly use the dotted stuff. That's mostly what I use to give that syncopated feel. And I think that is the name of it, actually, now that you mention it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I was like a little bit confused because I was like, did we go through it? Maybe we did, but we didn't actually mention that it was about it. Okay, then I know. Cool. Thanks.
Okay, so this one could work. Or maybe I used, no, I'll keep it this way. And now that I have my main melody, I can do like either a question and answer or something like that. So I could try to do so. So I just split between two tracks. Let's get some and then I could.
So you got pretty much your main part ready right there.
Yeah, and then I just add some FM rhythm to it, like I showed you with. Let me do like a rhythm of like one or two bars, and I'll just check them in the chord progression, and I'm done with the main part mostly.
You did it in like 10 minutes. I can spend like hours trying to figure out what the main theme is gonna be.
Don't you mean like years?
Yeah, years. Well, yeah, years. I like to think that it's hours, but it's actually never ending.
Yeah.
I'll
with
use
me,
my
with me, stuff just happens, and then okay, I think this is gonna be the hook, and can't remember what the fuck I did.
So in E. Okay, let's do one bar. The Batman lead, yeah.
It's amazing how it sounds so good.
Yeah.
Started out as a joke.
I'm only realizing now that the actual wavetable is just the shape.
Yeah,
of
it's
Batman
Everything is
with a
Batman.
cape.
Everything
It's
is Batman. Yeah,
I
everything is
I
Batman.
saw the LFO.
But actually, just the wave shape of Batman is sounding really cool. Like on its own. No need for further framing. Okay, and then I just displace them. It's probably an octave too low. Okay, so there I'll use the dotted kick. Which is there. Oh, okay. I'm a bit lost, but okay, so as I said earlier, I have my main melody, which is like easily rememberable with some nice rhythm and a motif that is kind of repeated throughout sections. So I can now just complexify it. Whatever I want in the scale will, in the chords that is playing, will be fitting nicely until the seventh, which is like the fourth, like two degrees above the upper note of the triad. So this one, which in this case would be a D. But yeah, I will just punch in some notes and complexify it. And then just make them a bit longer so they slide nicely. I will change that pad sound, which is nasty. Let's go for some vital. Maybe I will save this one. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna make a new one because okay.
I think it's a glitch.
Yeah.
I have the same problem in mine. It changes, but you don't know which value it is.
Huh.
Surprise.